Welcome to Gamesthetic, episode 157, I think. That sounds right. My name's Oxlight with Sparky3. Hopefully you're having a phenomenal day today. Whatever day you're watching or listening.
You look at me for confirmation.
I was hoping that you would help me. I got John in studio. John, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, you said that, like, look over at me. I'm like, I don't know. I haven't known what episode we're on for a while.
157, I think, is the right episode. That sounds
It's
right.
pretty close, I
The
guess.
the thumbnails, the title says it is, so that's correct. It's 157 shot to that. First episode of 2024. No Zach, though. Zach's spot's empty. Zach should be on his way at some point, if not right now, soon. I don't know. He should be popping in, so shout out to that. As of right for the moment, it'll be me and John kind of holding it down for a little bit. Shout out to the new intro video, by the way. I've been working on that for like a month. It's been ready for like a month, if I'm going to be honest with you. I've been pestering these two. I'm like, hey, guys, let me know what you want in here. 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 And
I feel like we told you a while ago, and then you just kept asking if we were sure.
I wanted confirmation, which I'm glad I did, because then Zach's just like, Pikmin, no matter what.
It doesn't matter. Whatever. That's just, he wants to meme on Pikmin.
I know, and he'll never play a Pikmin game. Pikmin 4 was fun from the demo. Zach should play Pikmin 4, but he won't. He's got too much other stuff going on. But anyway, so first episode of 2024, we're going to do our normal annual tradition where we give our most anticipated games of the year, do just a general gaming outlook, which this year feels like not a lot announced yet. It's kind of interesting compared to last year. Not a lot announced yet.
Well, yeah, because, like, all of 2022 was announcements for 2023 and 2024.
Basically.
And then 2023 was just reaffirming that a lot of those games were coming out in 2023.
Yeah, exactly. So this, right out of the gate, looking at the gaming outlook, like we kind of have an idea of the first 3 months. After that, like we know like 2 things coming out later in the year. So we'll do a general gaming outlook, most anticipated, and of course our terrible predictions that we always just strike out on for the most part, except for John's massive home run he hit last year of Starfield. So shout out to that one.
I've got one of mine. I saw you had marked as a incorrect prediction. I brought a counterpoint to it today.
Okay, well, we'll get to that here in a bit when we review last year's as well. But first and foremost, if you could, make sure to subscribe to the channel, follow the podcast wherever you're listening, as well as use the referral link down below. Check out some Rogue Energy promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. And we'd appreciate that extra support, as well as going to Agent Inc. and buying a jersey. Let me hop over here to me and John. Officially turned down the new music. Shout out to that. That song is not necessarily new to the show. If you're ever here, like at the very beginning, the starting soon stuff, or I forget to cut out the starting soon stuff, it's actually the first song for the starting soon music while we're doing our pre-setup. So I just really like the song. I think it's got a sweet beat. We are probably still going to continue to use the old song for our outro though, because I don't have the new song over here.
You also could have reminded me you were doing that.
Did it scare you?
It completely threw me off. Like it started, and you were looking the other direction, but I'm over here like, what the fuck is happening?
Just completely confused. That's fair. Oh, that's fair. Well, first episode of 2024. How you feeling?
Well, considering so far all of 2024 I've been playing Monster Hunter World.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, I feel that. I've been just playing Persona 5 Royal right now. I'm just in that mood with Persona 3 Reload coming out here on the 2nd of February. So I'm just in that mood. I'm at Okumura's Palace right now. So I'm through most of the game at the moment.
I think I'm about to start. I might be dipping my toes in a Persona and actually trying to do it.
Oh yeah, I like
that or older Dragon Quest games. I haven't decided yet.
Yeah. Speaking of Persona, one thing I also failed to mention at the beginning is make sure to talk at Sparky3 Official, because I have officially started a self-challenge, and we will see when I fall flat on my face and give up or forget. So what I'm doing over at TikTok right now is I'm doing what is the 366 days of gaming. I am posting a different game every single day. It's just the image slideshows. I personally like image slideshows on TikTok, so I thought that'd be the easiest way for me to do that content. We are 6 days in, the 7th day to tomorrow. I've already got ready to go. I've got day 8. I know what game's on day 8. Got to pick day 9 and just keep going from there. But I will tell you, with this game list that I'm doing, it's obviously 366 games, so you're going to get a lot of random ass shit. And I feel like I've already shown that with the first 6 days. So the first 6 days, day one, I chose a survival game that I love, Ancestors: The Humankind Odyssey. Weird way to start, but that's what I'm here for. Day two, I had Mario Paint. Weird way to follow it up. Then I had Persona 5 Royal because I'm currently playing it. Day four, I had Guardians of the Galaxy because it happened to go free at Epic Game Store, so I wanted to give that some extra love because that's a great game that people need to talk more about. And then day five, I got real weird, and I did Sneak King. Shout out to the Burger King game if you remember that. And then today for day six, we have one of my favorite like little games you can dump a quick 8 to 10 hours into. It's on Game Pass, The Forgotten City, which is a standalone game from a Skyrim mod of the same name and the same team. Really good. So, yeah, and by the time this is up for audio, day 7 will be out. Day 7 is Prince of Persia: Sands of Time, since Lost Crown is coming out soon. Reviews come out, I think, this week. Demo comes out this week. It's already in some, I've already seen it in some content creators' hands saying that they've got it. Going through and making the Prince of Persia: Sands of Time one, I'll go ahead and tell you, while I still love that game, that is definitely a game that I think all of us wear with rose-tinted glasses. That game, I don't think, aged well at all. Hopefully the remake comes out.
I gotta say, I feel that way about a lot of games that even I love.
Yeah.
Because going back and playing some aren't too bad. Some games are just timeless.
Yeah.
Other games you think back on and then as like masterpieces, you go back and play, you're like, what the fuck was I doing?
Well, the big thing I noticed about Sands of Time was, oh man, that combat was abysmal. I'm like, I thought the combat was good, and I went back and I'm like, oh, it is not good.
Well, that's the thing. It may have been good at the time.
At the time, I will say some elements to it still stand up. And I made a joke in the video where it's just like with the parkour elements and all the puzzling that platforming you can do with that. I did make the jab that Prince of Persia walked so Assassin's Creed could run. I do feel that way. I will say that Warrior Within will be on this list somewhere, as well as Two Thrones, and I still think those are actually pretty good games. But Sands of Time, I don't know about that one. That's gonna be besides Sneak King, I gave Sneak King a 1 out of 10. Besides, I gave it a 10 out of 10 for the memes. I think legitimate rating. I think Prince of Persia will probably be my lowest so far. But either way, make sure to go follow us at TikTok. I've been doing a lot of different slideshows. I did most anticipated games of this year. I'm going to do most anticipated games beyond like 2024 and beyond. And I've also got I've got the gaming outlook similar to what we're doing right now. I did quarter one game releases, so I'm going to do the same thing when quarter two is kind of settled and quarter three and stuff. So I'm actively trying this year to do more stuff outside of just show up for the pod and go play a game or go do gig work. I'm actively trying this time. I'm trying for once, damn it. Anyway, John, where do you want to start? You want to reflect back on last year's predictions? Do you want to look at the outlook? What do you want to do?
I mean, it's the beginning of the year. Historically, we're gonna do our predictions for the year, so I think it's a good starting point to kind of look back at some shit we just threw out into the wind last year.
Do you like how on the message that I put, I made sure to include Zach's quote of "I'm going for all L's this year" in my prediction, and counted it as a loss because he got Black Myth right. Black Myth wasn't an official prediction by him, but he did say like, "There's no chance it's coming out this year," referring to Black Myth.
Oh yeah, well, we knew it. Well, we were hoping.
We were hopeful.
We're always hopeful about that game.
Okay, so which one did you technically get right?
Okay, here's my argument. So on mine, one of the ones that I put in there is my last prediction.
Okay,
I said, barring some big surprise announcement, game of the year will be between either Spider-Man 2 or Starfield.
Yeah.
Which was kind of like a throw out there. We didn't really know what the games were going to look like.
Fair.
We do these predictions at the very beginning of the year.
Yep.
We did not have a release date for Baldur's Gate 3.
That's true.
Until I've got it here.
You're trying to take this L off you, aren't you?
The release date did not get announced until February 23rd. That was the date that was when they released their release date trailer.
Yeah.
So we didn't know when that game was going to come out.
You're trying to get that L nulled.
Hey,
I gave you 5 wins for the Starfield quote.
I know, but I just saw this one. I was like, wait a second. And I started thinking back. I was like, I know it wasn't announced back then. It's like we were pretty confident it was coming out that year. We just didn't know if it actually was, because
Right.
there's like it had like months in between announcements
Hmm.
or like any information given. But that was just something like when I look back at it, I was like, that's weird. I need to look at that.
I mean, you were still gonna be off anyway, because even if Baldur's Gate wouldn't have come out, I probably just would have went to Zelda.
I mean, true, but it's like, but that's why you say barring a surprise announcement.
That's fair. That's fair. No,
Yeah, but no, it is still. I mean, the fact that Starfield was a hopeful answer.
it was. You were like, even though like your first prediction about Starfield that it's going to be, quote, Starfield is going to be the most expansive, ambitious, basic ass Bethesda game ever, which I gave you 5 wins for calling that one. Like, you still were being hopeful for me that Starfield was going to be good.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, that was my honest opinion, but I wanted it to be better than it was.
Yeah.
Because I mean, we all love Bethesda games.
Yeah.
We all love their big open world games. We want them to be good.
Yeah.
We don't want them to be mediocre.
And unfortunately, mediocre. In terms of Zach, I mean, I gave him a meme win on Pikmin 4 will be Game of the Year because it was actually received exceptionally well. But obviously, it's not Game of the Year. But I mean, it won an award.
It did win an award at Game Awards.
So that's why I gave him an L and a W at the same time. Gave him the W for No Chance coming out this year, referred to Black Myth. And then, you know, as per normal, like, I'm just the guy that likes to just shoot from my hip and fire out like 28 million predictions. So like, I got a lot wrong. I did get a couple right though. Like, Nintendo won't fix Scarlet and Violet graphical issues. Everyone for some reason thought they were actually gonna do that. I'm like, y'all are crazy. If y'all are crazy, they ain't gonna fix it. Like, they're just gonna keep on trucking, dude. They're already working on the next game. Like, you got like probably 3 people that did both DLCs, and everyone else is probably already working on whatever's gonna be announced at Pokemon Day. Like, y'all crazy. Game Boy come to NSO. GameCube will not come to NSO this year. Got both those right. No new Nintendo console officially revealed this year, but coming 2024. Still I mean, that's still correct, and we'll see about the 2024 part. And then Xenoverse 3 will not happen. Well, that is correct. We got announced for something else. That's way cooler.
Well, there's still a chance.
Still a chance. After Sparking Zero. But after that, man, I just had L after L after L. I mean, oh my God. That last year was bad for me. So hopefully this is going to be a little bit better. I don't know a number on predictions. I didn't number mine because I broke it up into categories.
The funny thing is, in one of yours, you put your Game of the Year nominees in there.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, you're mostly right.
I mean, yeah.
You had like 3 of them.
I got 3. So the ones
we just kept being we were that was when we were still hopeful of Starfield.
Yeah, because like the nominees that I pitched was Spider-Man 2, Starfield, Zelda, Jedi Survivor, Resident Evil 4, Final Fantasy 16, and Hogwarts Legacy. So that was half right.
Yeah.
Baldur's Gate, I get a pass on because we didn't know it was coming out.
Yeah.
So I get a pass on that one.
Again, we didn't know when that was coming out, and at that point in time, you didn't know anything about Baldur's Gate.
That's true. I knew it was a thing, and that's it. I didn't know anything else.
It wasn't until it got announced that you started hearing me get super hyped for it.
And then who would have guessed that Alan Wake 2 was like one of the dark horses of this year? Like, for real. I mean, like, you can argue that when it comes to like all the awards and stuff and like just the general reception, that Alan Wake 2 was the actual runner-up, not Tears of the Kingdom. Like, Spider-Man 2 may legitimately be the 4th place for this year. Last year.
I mean, somebody out there could make that argument. I don't believe so. It's like that would have some extreme recency bias having to be taken into account for that.
It would be.
Because it was still. I feel like most people, when they looked at that list, there were the people that played Alan Wake 2 and loved it, but then also there's probably 4 times as many people who played Zelda.
Right. True. Let's see. All right, let's actually jump into this year's predictions. Let me hop over to my own message. So I broke mine up into different categories. I think you know what? I meant to add more to gaming in general, but I seem to have forgot. What else? I thought I did add more. Did it not go through? Let me check my phone. So as per normal, I have like 10 plus because I just like firing stuff.
I wrote down like 5, but these were the ones. Like a couple of them were just in my head. as like these were the ones that popped in my head almost immediately, and I was like, I gotta write these down so I don't forget these. I'll kick you off with one.
Yeah, because I remember the ones that I put in here, so let me type it out real quick.
It's like this one, it kind of steals from something you've been predicting for the past like 2 years now, and goes into one of your predictions. The new version of the Nintendo Switch is going to be available for holiday season this year.
Okay.
It'll probably be announced probably second quarter. It's like into second quarter or into third quarter for a holiday release. And then I mean, if to throw something on top of that, new 3D Mario game as a release bundle.
Ooh, as a release. Okay, so you and I are mostly on the same page.
Because you think back to Switch, I mean, that's basically what they did with Odyssey.
Yeah, so, it came out
It came out pretty close to it because pretty much everybody with their Switch was excited for Odyssey.
Right.
But yeah, I would say holiday Switch release with a Mario bundle, new 3D Mario game.
So that was one of mine as well.
I had a feeling, that's why I was like, I'm gonna start with this one and throw it out there because me and Alex are gonna be on the same page here.
Yeah. So my prediction with my Nintendo predictions, I did put new Nintendo console will launch in the fall. I specified that Prime 4 will be a launch title.
I thought that initially, and I went, I'm gonna go Mario.
Yeah. So for my Mario prediction, this is where you and I are a little off. I think this year we will see the first look at the new Mario 3D game, but I think it's going to come out in 2025.
It's probably more likely, but
that was mine.
It's probably more likely, but when I started to think about it, I was like, if I'm betting on the new Prime or a new Mario game coming out at the end of this year, I'm betting on Mario.
Yeah, no, and that's fair. The reason I'm going with Prime 4 as a launch title is because I have seen reports that the game is done, and the only thing that they're working on now is all the cutscenes.
Yeah.
So that's what I've seen. So, I mean, the game is finally done. They're just working on all the cutscenes throughout the game, and the game will be ready. So that's why I think it would be a launch title. I don't think it should be like the headline launch title. I think it'll generate a lot of hype, sure. But, I mean, I feel like you do need something else there alongside of it, like a Mario. So it wouldn't shock me if a 3D Mario did come out alongside of it. But I'm more banking on 2025 for 3D Mario. That's just a feeling. Maybe a Mario collection of some sort. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it could be like a remade Mario games or re-released Mario games or something like that.
Keep on the Nintendo train because I've got multiple. I do have a little specified note that if a Switch 2 does not come out, because I've kind of toyed with that idea on the show before, we will see a Switch Mini or a Switch Lite OLED. We're gonna see something fucking stupid come out that no one wants to buy. I'm just calling it now. That is what we're gonna see. We're gonna see something really stupid that no one wants.
Yeah.
So up next for me is I'm gonna continue to hammer what I hammered last year, and GameCube will not come to NSO this year. I think it's still gonna get pushed back. I think it's gonna be a 2025 thing with the new console.
It would make sense with how slow they're rolling out their like Nintendo Switch Online, like bonuses and everything.
Now, here's one that I think you might be on board with. I've seen some talk on this. I've seen some report. I've seen some connecting of the dots with AniMan and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and absolutely murder the hopes and dreams for a Twilight Princess Wind Waker HD bundle or either one of them coming to the Switch. They will not come out this year, but instead we will get an Ocarina of Time remake. And not the 3DS port. We will get an actual remake of the game.
You're over there like... Now, okay, here's a question. Are we saying like full remake?
Full remake.
Like full remake in like similar art style or that, or are we looking at like a Link's Awakening art style?
Full remake.
Okay.
So like it would be...
I would be more on board with that.
It would stay in the realm of the art style direction they're going for Ocarina of Time, but think of the graphical jump from like Mario RPG
That's what I was
7
thinking of.
stars to Mario RPG. It's in the same graphical jump, but staying in. It's going to look like Ocarina of Time. It's not going to over here and look
Man,
like.
you've been over there beating that Twilight Princess.
I know.
For like years.
I know.
Betting on it,
I'm done. I'm done.
You finally gave up.
I'm done. It's not happening. But an Ocarina of Time remake will. That is my prediction for this year.
Okay.
I've seen some reports on it. I've seen some connecting of the dots. I saw an interview recently where, like, I think Aonuma, he was asked about the idea of remakes and specifically like an Ocarina of Time. His only comment was, quote, "No comment." So I'm just connecting the dots, man. I've seen some reports. I've heard some rumors. Ocarina of Time remake this year. Launch title, Switch 2.
Okay. I've got one more Nintendo.
Okay.
And this is my obligatory Pokemon prediction.
Oh, I've got one too. I'm excited for this. That's my last Nintendo one too.
I can I've got it caveated as one of two things. I can break it into just one of them if you want.
All right, let's hear it.
Okay, so I put down, or the way I phrased it was, new Pokemon secondary game to be released this year.
Okay.
And by secondary game,
Like
I mean
the remakes or something.
like a remake, an Arceus, a Let's Go, one of those. But if I'm gonna boil it down between one of those, it's not gonna be a remake because the next one in line would be Gen 5. They don't need to fucking touch that, or they need to let Game Freak handle that. It's like let your big boys take that one on. Don't hand that one off. We've had enough. We've had enough problems with like Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl.
Yeah,
we don't want that again.
That's fair.
So if I'm gonna like break it down to which one it should be out of those three, give us a different region in the style of Arceus. Is what I'm gonna say.
Now is that your prediction or your hope?
That's gonna be my prediction.
Okay.
Arceus has been one of the most well received Pokemon games in a long time.
True.
People love the change of it, and potentially showing us the older or like the history of a separate region that everybody loves would be another, like, whether it be like far back at the beginning of the region being established, or potentially in the early days, like not necessarily establishing it, but it's been around for a little bit, but it's not quite the same routes and everything we remember. Something like that. Same type of game, big open zones, wandering around, collect your resources and everything.
Now, if you had to pick, which one would you pick? Johto, Unova, or Kalos? I feel like it'd be one of those three for various reasons.
Okay, here's the thing. You would expect me to say Johto.
I know you. Yeah.
That's what you expect me to say.
Legend Celebi.
Well, here's the thing, and as much as I would love that, looking at, because here's the problem with it is I would love to see Kalos would be my answer.
Yeah,
because I love the vibe.
Yeah,
of
it's
that
a shame.
region.
It's a shame that X and Y got shafted.
Yeah, I love that region. I don't know if they would go straight to Kalos. I would love them to. That would be my pick. Johto, as much as I love Gen 2, I know it is widely regarded as one of the worst received generations. People do not like it.
Yeah.
And while I absolutely adore it, I understand that people don't.
Right.
So yeah, I would say an Arceus style game, hopefully in the Kalos region.
Though I've seen a lot of people talk about the idea of the Unova one, especially with how heavy.
That's
Unova was so heavily focused in that second DLC. All that Blueberry Academy Elite Four are from Unova.
It's also like that's the expected answer.
Yeah.
So I don't necessarily want to go with just
now. Hey, if the question is if they did like a Legends game of Unova, would they do Kyurem because he's like considered the original dragon, or would they do something like Genesect? It's like Legends Genesect or like Legends. Which one would it be? Because I mean, obviously Kyurem is the third of the trio. We went with the God Pokemon of the previous, which that's what you need to do.
I would prefer Kyurem. I would.
Yeah.
It's more
he's the original dragon in Pokemon lore.
I would
to my understanding.
that. I have a feeling they would go Genesect.
Yeah, Genesect, or what were some of the other like miscellaneous legendaries? Like not the trios. There was Genesect. There was the little music one, Meliota. I think there might have been one other legendary in that gen, but I don't remember what. So you had like the genies. Yeah. You had the three dragons. Oh, you had the Swords of Justice. A lot of groups in that game. So yeah, Genesect and Meliota. That'd be it.
but I think, I mean, yeah, Kyrim would be
Kyrim
the
would be
most
sick.
logical, and it would look the best on the cover.
It would. It would.
But yeah, that's it's like that. I would be perfectly fine with. But I'm expecting another Arceus style game because, I mean, if you ever see like the YouTube polls and shit where
Yep.
they ask about like the generations of games that came out in like the last 6-7 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's always like up there with like 40% votes. People love that game.
It's a great playthrough. I just haven't had a personal desire to replay it, but it's a damn good playthrough.
Well, that's the thing.
Like
It's
you'll
like
have a fun 80 to 100 hours.
Well, that's the thing. It's like that's why it's like there's so much love for that.
Yeah.
They're going to go back to it.
Yeah. So my Pokemon prediction, and I'm curious your thoughts on this one because Nintendo and Pokemon are some of the hardest things to predict in gaming because they go by the beat of their own drum. They're always doing different shit. So I thought to do something a little different with my Pokemon prediction. The game that we're gonna have come out this year, it will be in Unova, but it is not a black and white remake. It is not a black 1, white 2 remake, and it is not a Legends game. It will be essentially a black and white 3, and they will make Unova a trilogy. That's going to be my kind of random prediction, is that they're going to do a trilogy. We will once again see the Blueberry Academy kids in this game.
Okay.
That's my prediction.
Here's the question. Like handheld style or
Scarlet Violet style.
oh, give them time to cook on it at least.
Yeah, Scarlet Violet kind of style, but that's gonna be my prediction. Because I mean, like I said, all the Blueberry Academy kids, it's from Unova. Like one of them's like the son of the Electric Gym leader and Clay. Which shout out to Clay, man, getting with a model. Shout out to him. But that's gonna be my prediction. We will have basically a third version of these games, and it will be made a trilogy because these are still the only games that carry a continuous story from Black and White 1 to Black and White 2. So that's my current prediction. We will get a Black and White 3. And I think that'd be sick.
I mean,
that'd be so cool.
I would be okay with that. I mean, honestly, there's a reason why Black and White 2 are some of the highest regarded games.
Yes, because
they're so good.
It's a great story. So that's what I'm calling for. I think that'd be so cool. Will we get it? Probably not. But it'd be really cool if we did. That was all my Nintendo ones. So let me hop over to Sony because, like I already kind of mentioned, my message did not update when I was updating. I know I had, I think, 4 Sony predictions, but I cannot remember what the other 2 were. I'm trying my damned hardest to remember it, but I just don't know. Oh, I remember one of them now. So I have 3 off the dome now. So one of them, this is going to be. Oh, I can't wait for the conversation if this is real. And I have no reason to believe this is real other than it's the gaming industry and there's a bunch of scumbags. So one prediction that I have is starting for the first time ever going into this generation, when we have the PS5 Pro come out, Pro version, like upgrades of games, Sony's going to charge people for it. So like, let's say
You're talking about like a Nintendo 3DS versus a new 3DS here.
Yeah. They will charge people for an upgrade for it. So like, all right, okay, listen. I understand that we're already charged from like, let's say you have the PS4 version or whatever, you got to pay $10 and you can get the PS5 version. I already know that's a thing. What I'm saying is it's a PS5 game with slight upgrades to the PS5 Pro to utilize the PS5 Pro. You're going to have to pay like $10 for that slight upgrade on that game. That is what I'm going to call.
So are you saying that you can't play the game? It's not like PS4 to PS5. If you have the PS5 Pro, will you be able to play your PS4, PS5 games on it?
You will, but whatever enhancements the PS5 Pro could give you to that game, you will not be able to access it unless you pay for it. If you're playing the PS4 or PS5 version, then they will have a PS5 Pro SKU as well. That's going to be my prediction. It's stupid. It sounds wild, but
it's stupid. The only reason, here's literally the one reason why I don't see that, and it's the storefront menu.
That's true.
The storefront menu, when you go to look at things,
too many options.
Already, when you go to look at it, you have the PS4 Digital Deluxe, the PS5, the PS5 Digital Deluxe, and then you have the combination of that.
Yep.
There's already too many options.
Oh, they're gonna keep adding, Bubba. I'm telling you.
It's like, and I feel like they don't want to get it any more cluttered up. So that's the only reason I wouldn't That is my only reason.
This is my most random prediction on this list. I will go ahead and get that out of the way now. But it's just a sneaking suspicion that, like, we're writing off the PS5 Pro as why do we need it? It's a waste of money, which it kind of is. But I feel like I have this sneaking gut feeling that it's going to be a bigger jump than we realize. And I think it's going to be like a 3DS to new 3DS sort of situation where there might be games that will only come out for the PS5 Pro. I know that sounds so stupid, but it's just a sneaking suspicion.
It's funny that we keep saying it sounds stupid. It's a Nintendo move.
It would be.
It's a Nintendo move, but it's like usually they're the only ones that can get away with it.
And Zach's here. Hey, I already said it's the most random prediction on the list.
Why the fuck would you feel a company would release a console and purposely lock the console's features?
Well, it's
Greedy bastards, Zach. We're in a greedy industry.
It's Sony, not Blue Box.
Sony's greedy. What are you on about? They're trying to make like 15 live service games.
Yeah, but nobody wants to make those, so it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know. They got like 2 coming out this year, but
I mean, but we expect it from live service. We understand that
we are in a greedy industry, my friend.
we understand live service games are going to be microtransactions. If you lock a fucking console's features behind a goddamn paywall, you're more or less saying that console out to fucking die.
All these mid-gen consoles have gone out to die. What's the difference?
So I understand his perspective of it because he's saying essentially that you'll have. It's weird because what he's saying is the game will come out and any enhancements that the console would do, you would have to pay for. But also the fact that games would only come out for that console, rendering your sales to be fucking worthless. Because it's going to be, you'd have to split it between, at that point, like 3 consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one's not happening.
That's a dumbass prediction.
Hey, hence the title of our terrible predictions. We have a horrible track record every year we've done this.
Okay. I got one here for you. Okay. No AAA or major publishing players in the industry will make or will essentially have a flop this year to this, meaning no Redfalls, no Cyberpunks, no Forspokens.
Oh wow.
That's a bold prediction.
That's more bold than mine.
This year in gaming, games are going to come out
and be fine
and work.
Man.
They're going to come out and work, and at worst, they're just not going to have a good Metacritic score. It's not going to be, like stories coming about all the bugs, the unfinished content, everything like that that's missing from the games. The games are going to come out and be finished.
So you're saying specifically AAA?
Well, like AAA or like some major publishers as well. Just not necessarily just AAA, because a lot of the big games that flop aren't necessarily the big AAA publishers.
Well, I'm going to throw out one of my predictions, which is maybe a slight counterpoint to yours, in that Ubisoft, Skull and Bones, is going to have a lawsuit filed against it, specifically involving Skull and Bones.
Wait, does Skull and Bones count? Because we know that's going to be shit.
But you said a notable publisher.
Actually, you know what? Funny
enough.
Okay. Here,
I have to tell
does
you
that
guys
still count Ubisoft at this point?
Yes.
How?
Because
they have not made a decent game in years.
They have not, but they have
true.
IPs that are iconic and recognizable that people are going to go to regardless.
Yeah, but we all know we're going to them, but they're going to be shit.
That's
exactly,
also true.
but we still buy it.
Yeah, but you buy it not expecting it to be a great game.
Hey, I can't. I don't know what to tell you about.
Listen, funny enough, right? When it comes to Skull and Bones, so like again, I already said earlier, go follow us on TikTok. I've got like the Q1 game release schedule, and someone commented about Skull and Bones because I made a joke in the schedule where I gave the date. I'm like, well, we'll see. And someone commented that like their friends have like actually played the beta and says that it's not as bad as you think. It's still like not a good game, not worth $70, maybe worth 40 at best, but it's not as bad as you would think. But he's like, it probably just depends on someone's taste. But my friends seem to enjoy it, and I'm just like, your friends have some weird taste, man, because that game does not look fun. Well, but apparently it might be okay.
I will say,
I mean, I could die or agree with it, but I didn't use my open beta access because I went no.
I was going to say, to be fair to that point, the last time we saw anything on the game, it looked terrible, but that's been like a year.
Yeah.
They could have.
And that was before their last pushback.
Yeah. So it's like they've had time to go in
And polish.
and polish and make it look more fun.
Yeah, and let it cook a little bit.
But yeah, one of my predictions is that Ubisoft is going to have a lawsuit filed against them involving Skull and Bones.
I'm sticking with it even with Skull and Bones coming out. Whether Ubisoft is still or considered to be one of those big companies anymore is up for debate.
Well,
That's fair.
To also kind of throw a little wrench in your prediction, because I would consider this AAA. I think Suicide Squad's going to flop. Like, I have a feeling it's going to bomb.
That was one of mine as well.
Yeah,
I feel like I don't think it's going to
Okay.
bomb. I don't think it's going to bomb. I don't think it's going to be as good as we're hoping.
Let me stress, I don't want that to be the
that.
case.
All right.
Nobody besides us is expecting it to be fun.
That's fair. That's fair.
Everybody else is like, when they released the stuff on it, said it looked like a boring basic game.
That's fair. Then again, I don't really take the time to read the community, follow that community. So, I mean, my main thing is Rocksteady. Rocksteady's always gone good with combat systems.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. It's like, it may not be the best game to come out in the year. It's gonna be a 7 out of 10 game. Let's be real.
Let's be honest, it might be a 5.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 7 out. It's gonna be a 7 out of 10 at best. But I mean, still.
So I guess that prediction solely for us. I don't think Suicide Squad is going to be as good as we're hoping it's going to be.
Oh, it might be shit, but I'm gonna play it.
Let's see. One that I have on a more positive note is that I am predicting that the Plucky Squire, when it comes out, it will be considered an instant classic. That is going to be my prediction for that game. That game looks like a lot of fun, and I can't wait. I'm calling instant classic. That's going to be my prediction for it.
And over here is calling instant classics. I'm gonna call it Game of the Year. Black Myth Wukong.
Oh yeah.
Black Myth Wukong is set up to be Game of the Year, especially this year, because as of right now,
We got nothing.
what's it competing against?
Final Fantasy.
It's competing against Final Fantasy.
Wait, what Final Fantasy?
Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah, it's the
Come
part. It's the part 2. It's gonna be
Yeah.
competing against that, which we know, regardless of what happens, that's gonna be in contention for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
And
Black Myth
Technically, it'll be
Wukong-
going up against the Silent Hill 2 remake.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
apparently coming out this year
Yeah.
too.
It's like
and
that's-
Metal Gear Solid Delta.
But yeah,
Whatever
it's
that
like
is.
Black Myth Wukong. We've been excited for this because we've been the group of people digging into it every year.
Yep. Ever since the release in 2020.
But then with the trailer that they showed off, and like with their release date and everything on it, I mean, that alone made it look like, with nothing else, just off that trailer, it's Game of the Year contender.
Yeah.
But especially with the hype after Elden Ring came out, fucking everybody's gonna play them.
Oh yeah, no, that was one of my predictions because I predicted it last year when it was still slated for 2024 that it will come out, get like 90 plus or whatever it was, 88 plus on Metacritic. I think the same thing. Black Myth Wukong is going to come out this year. It's going to be universally acclaimed. I'm giving it 90 plus on Metacritic. I mean, I think it's going to be, people are going to love. I think this game's going to be amazing. It will be one of the nominees this year.
I mean, in all looking at it, it's like, I'm calling Game of the Year right now. It's going to be probably between Final Fantasy and Black Myth Wukong, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And that's just going to be on the vote split there.
Yeah.
Hopefully, nothing against the game.
Right.
I do not hope. I hope it doesn't go to Final Fantasy.
Yeah. Another one that I have for like gaming in general is involving Pal World. So my prediction on Pal World is that it will firmly put its foot in the door for the monster catching genre. I don't think it's going to compete with Pokemon at all. I just don't think it's going to disappear like Temtem. That's my only prediction. I think it will be a game that people will play it, they will enjoy it, they may move on, but they will still enjoy it. It's not going to be like Temtem where people may play it for a little bit and be like, okay, I'm just going to leave now. I think Pal World will firmly put its foot in the door and stay relevant to some capacity because no one talks about Temtem anymore. No one. Me saying the words Temtem right now is probably the first time you've heard the words Temtem in some time. But Pal
If
World,
at all.
yeah, Pal World is one that I think will actually put its foot in the door and just be a relevant game to some capacity. It's not going to be blowing things out of the water. People aren't going to talk about it every week or some shit. But it's not going to disappear like Temtem.
This is where I believe you're wrong. I believe Pal World's going to be the Monster Catcher version of No Man's Sky.
Oh no.
It will come out.
Be horrible and then get good.
Yes, but it will be live on in legacy.
Yeah.
I think, like, just speaking on Power World in general, I think Power World is going to come out and be a decent enough game, but it is going to fucking take over the internet
Don't worry,
for at least a month.
because I mean we're supposed to get a release date, but I don't think it's going to be full release. I would not be surprised if it's like early access.
Yeah, the early access release stuff. I agree.
That's how Temtem released. It released
Yeah.
it released in like early access, and then I guess they kept adding stuff to it, and then it was just like, I mean, it was like 2 years later that it got its full release.
But I'm in agreement. I feel like when Power World actually does come out and people get their hands on it, it's going to blow up the internet in memes.
Because
for sure.
so far everyone has the same opinion of us, where they look at it, they go, "What the fuck is happening here?"
Exactly. No, they just actually released their 51st PAL decks, and it's fuck, I forgot it. It was like a bee queen, and she's a raid boss that you can capture.
That game is going to be something.
It's going to be weird, and I'm all for it. I found Power World. I've stuck with Power World. I'm going to play Power World.
No, Power World is one that I'm excited for because we're getting like the release date, like this upcoming week, I think.
Yes,
so I'm looking forward to that.
they're supposed to announce it this week as of week of January 7th or 13th.
Another release date that we're gonna be getting this week, this upcoming Monday during the national championship of college football. We're gonna get a release date for EA College Football, and my prediction for the game, with its long-awaited return, is that it will not live up to NCAA 14 or college football revamp. I just have a feeling it's just going to be another.
I thought you were
game.
gonna say when you expected it to come out.
No, I mean it'll come out probably June or July. I mean, I'm not worried about a release date. If it's still slated for this year, it's going to come out in the summer. But I just have a feeling that it's just going to be a good game, a good football game, but it will not live up. I feel like people will play it for a while for sure. I mean, or probably all year. But there's still going to be a lot of players that will just immediately go back to college football revamp or even NCAA 14. I just don't think it's going to live up to it. I hope it does. I love NCAA games, but still staying in like the sports-esque game genre, I'm throwing out there the WWE 2K24 will be one of the best wrestling games to ever come out. I'm just throwing it out there. 2K23 was
if it doesn't have an updated GM mode, it's trash.
I mean, that's true. It's got to update the GM mode. It's got to expand on the GM mode quite a bit. But I'm calling it now. It's going to be a great roster. I'm looking forward to the modes for a GM mode. So that's one thing I'm throwing out there.
I got one for you. Dragon Quest 12. We'll get an official release date. It's going to release by the end of the year. And we'll get the announcement of that on May 27th.
Why May 27th?
It's Dragon Quest Day.
Oh, I didn't realize they had a Dragon Quest Day.
Yeah, it's the same day that it's like the anniversary of Dragon Quest. It's the same day that they did the announcement or like announcement trailer for it.
Gotcha.
Because they do a whole big festival for it. That's when they announced like Dragon Quest. What was it? Dragon Quest Treasures or something that came out, I think, recently.
I think it was Dungeons.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because you play as like a Dark Overlord.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been a couple years now. I think the game is going to come out now, and we'll get the announcement with the release, like with the official release date and trailer and everything, will be May 27th.
Okay. My last two that I had for like gaming in general, it's around that time range for you, like around the summer, involving Summer Game Fest. I've got two things that I'm predicting that we will see there. One of them I feel like is very easy to predict, especially based on a lot of like just general reports, is that Dragon Age Dreadwolf will be at Summer Game Fest. Could I just be predicting a like confirmed report? Maybe. I don't remember if what I saw was like rumors or confirmed reports. If it's confirmed report, then obviously it's not a prediction. But Dragon Age Dreadwolf at Summer Game Fest, and then I'm going to throw a little bit of a kind of a Hail Mary. I think it's probably time, and Zach could potentially agree with me. I'm not sure. But I think at Summer Game Fest, I think we will finally see a official reveal for Persona 6
No,
with a 2025
Nope.
release. That's my current prediction.
not at Games Fest.
Where would it be?
Game Awards.
Game Awards is typically the Persona where they
Game
where they do a
Awards
lot
makes
more,
sense too.
They do a lot more Persona showing.
Yeah,
there.
Game Awards makes sense.
It would
too.
either be Game Awards or with Atlas doing what they've done with the past year, they would do their own little thing for it.
Mhm.
I was gonna say I don't.
Even though that's the case, I'm still going to go ahead
because
and
right
hammer it.
now with how Atlas usually does their stuff, they're going to be focusing on P3 Reloaded and then from there Metaphor.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Is P3 Reloaded and Metaphor? It seems like this would be the wrong year for them to announce Persona 6.
At least during the mid-year, towards the end of the year, going into next year, I could definitely see them do a
So, like,
teaser
Game
trailer.
Awards, yeah.
Yeah,
All right, just Persona 6 will get revealed or confirmed this year. That's my prediction. I think it's time.
one of mine that I would like to see is, I would feel like it's more likely to happen at Summer Games Fest, a new teaser trailer for Dokev.
Oh yeah, I thought about Dokev earlier.
Holy shit!
Unlock core memory for John.
I just saw the trailer in my mind.
Yeah, unlocked core memory for John.
Because they've gone quiet for an entire year.
Yeah,
So I feel at this point, if they have anything, we will see some sort of not like a full release trailer or anything, just a thing. Hey, we're alive.
yeah. Hey, we're still working on stuff. That's fair. That's fair. Let's see.
And then another thing that I felt we might see this year, probably more Game Awards than Summer Games Fest. Shit, what was it? I can't remember now. Yeah, no, I can't remember what it was now. I didn't write it down. Oh, right. Just to appease the people, a new Fire Emblem in the Three Houses style.
Yeah, okay, so a new Fire Emblem, but it's gonna be like Three Houses. So you're not calling for another Warriors game or anything.
No.
Okay. Speaking of Warriors, you gonna call for any new Dynasty Warriors? I saw someone predict that earlier. Dynasty Warriors 10 will come out or announced this year. One of the two.
It's been long enough we could see it, but I never know with Koei Tecmo because they usually stay under the radar with their shit.
That's fair.
Because I'm more likely to see a new Romance of the Three Kingdoms versus a Warriors this year.
I didn't have a solid prediction for two of these because this is just two games that have been in my head. I don't know why one of them has been in my head. I'm gonna straight up say it. I don't know why, but two games have been in my head that I keep thinking this year we're gonna see something on, and at least one of them will make sense for Summer Games Fest.
Yeah.
Fable. And then I don't know why. Mass Effect.
I would love that. But
It's been stuck in my head. I don't know why. Those two games have been just like sitting there going, like Fable's been ticking around Summer Games Fest. Mass Effect. I don't know why it's been there. I don't know why it's stuck in my head of like this year something is going to be shown.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll just go ahead and say we'll get a trailer for both of them, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you'll at least get a Mass Effect trailer on N7 Day. I mean, you'll get that.
Yeah,
And how big or notable it will be, that's
Because
the
didn't
question.
this year they just do a new character model walking around?
Yeah, new character model walking reveal. That's all it was. And then a poster that went with it.
Yeah, it's like I don't know why Mass Effect was there. It's just I guess something's telling me you're gonna see something big for Mass Effect this year.
I'd love to see something with Dragon Age looming. I don't know if this is the year, but I'd love to see it.
I mean, true, but it's one of those where it's like Fable I'm more confident in.
Yeah,
I'm both more confident and it's probably least likely.
yeah, right. Talking about Xbox stuff, you're saying that we'll see Fable this year. Well, I'm gonna give you 4 games we won't see this year. Perfect Dark, Everwild, Indiana Jones, and Contraband. We will not see anything about them this
Really?
year.
Not Avowed?
I think we'll see Avowed this year. I think we'll see Avowed. I think we'll see Fable. We'll, of course, definitely see Hellblade 2 release this year. I mean, God, we've seen so much of that at this point. But yeah, I think Avowed we will see. Fable we will see. But Everwild and Perfect Dark are the big ones for me. We will not see those this
Probably
year.
not.
Indiana Jones, I almost didn't put that on there because it's like, I have a sneaking suspicion we might see something from that. Contraband, I also don't think we'll see anything on that this year. I think that one's going dark.
I'm pretty sure that one's gone dark and maybe in jeopardy of not being a thing anymore.
We don't even know anything about it. All we saw was a briefcase.
Yeah.
But
And that it's a co-op game.
Yeah, those 4 games I'm calling will not appear at all this year for Xbox.
Oh, by the way, random thing. Because I was thinking about this because remember Game Awards, they had they have the adaptation,
Yep.
and we were all surprised by Gran Turismo because we all forgot about it.
Yep.
I watched that.
Is it good?
It's actually a pretty good movie.
Okay,
Yeah,
bet.
that's good.
I heard it was good.
It's actually good. I really enjoyed it.
Where'd you
I heard
watch
it?
it?
Was good.
I think it was on Netflix.
Okay.
Oh, okay. All right.
I watched it all there. It's fucking great.
All right. Cool. I heard it was good. Hey, this year though we
I
get.
could see Gran Turismo being good just because of what it is.
Well, it's also based on a true story.
Yeah,
apparently.
it's based on a true story. It's basically they took
It was
they
some
took
tournament.
they
thing.
took the best sim racers in the world, put them in a tournament to get like the top people, and then took them to a driving academy,
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
and then trained them to race real cars, and then put them and actually had them race. And the guy who the movie was based on was his own. He was the stunt double for the main actor.
That's funny.
That's awesome. That's awesome. No, in terms of adaptations, we are getting Sonic 3 this year, and I'm really excited. It's coming out at Christmas though, so I gotta wait a while.
So, y'all already passed it before I got here, but I did have one Nintendo prediction I wanted to yeet out in the
Zach
universe.
with Nintendo.
Here we go. Here we go.
If we
Here
do
go.
get a Switch 2, we are going to get a release of a random ass title alongside it. A new
Okay.
F-Zero.
I could actually see that. I'm actually on board for that one. I can see that.
Yeet that into the universe.
I could actually totally see that. I mean, F-Zero 99 has done really well.
Yeah.
People really enjoy it. So I could see that. I think Switch 2 could be. So in terms of a Switch 2, if it does come out, this is like way early. Like this would be better for like a 2025 prediction as we really kind of get into it, first full year with the console. I think Switch 2 is going to be the console that you're going to see the return for some franchises. Like I think you will see like an F-Zero, for example. I think Star Fox will once again make a return. I even think Golden Sun could make a return. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. I think Switch 2 will be the console that's going to bring back a lot of old titles. So shout out to that one. I only have a couple more Xbox ones. So I threw out 4 that would not appear. 2 things that will appear. I'm gonna keep on hammering this. I hammer it almost every year. We're gonna see a Gears something this year. Gears Collection, Gears 6. We're gonna see Gears something this year. It's time. It's happening. This
You
is the
barely
year.
won that last year with the Gears Remastered.
We didn't
Alex?
get that last year though.
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Was it last year or the year before?
I don't remember.
'Cause I own it.
Well,
Alex-
I'm calling for like a Master Chief collection of Gears.
Alex, I was sitting here and as I was thinking about stuff, Gears popped in my head, and I was
It's
like,
time.
maybe something Gears will happen. I started thinking about it, and I went, they don't fucking care about Gears.
It'll happen. Then I think we will finally see Certain Affinity's Halo project. BR, whatever it is, I think we will finally see their Halo project this year. It's time. It's time to show it. Time to show the world. And then-
I also I considered that, and also I went,
Yeah.
not gonna happen.
my final Xbox prediction is Xbox will have a game nominated for Game of the Year. I don't know what it'll be, but they will have a game nominated for Game of the Year. That might be one of the most spiciest ones I've said yet. Let's see. I only had 2 more. They were both Sony. One is that Wolverine will not appear at all of 2024. And the last one is Foam Stars will be a good game.
What even is Foam Stars?
It's basically Sony's like Splatoon.
Yeah.
Right.
Here you go, Alex.
All right, hit me.
Just thought of this,
All right,
so bear with me.
bearing with you.
But this because you said Xbox will have something
Game of the
nominated
year,
for Game
yeah.
of the Year. Not due to the platform itself.
Hmm.
This will be the most underwhelming year for Game Pass.
Okay.
Not due to anything existing, just what comes to it will be underwhelming the entire year.
Ooh. I don't like that prediction.
It'll still get all of its first day games and
Yeah, yeah.
everything, but it may have one or two like decent hits, but it's not going to be like the past couple years where it's been like every month you get a couple bangers.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to be this is going to be the most underwhelming Game Pass year. Which is unfortunate with
I don't like that one.
with how they've very hard transitioned and focus on Game Pass now.
Right. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that one, buddy.
One of my last ones, just because I've been stemming through the mobile stuff. Hoyoverse will release Shadow Drop Zenless Zen Zero, and then they will have 3 Juggernauts and mobile gotchas.
God.
I will say,
Running the industry.
I thought about you, and I was thinking about this, debating about saying this. Because I did a little digging into it. We will have a mobile game nominated for Game of the Year.
Oh, shit.
What mobile game?
I don't know.
He's just eating it out there.
We've had standard games. I think we've had a VR game make it in there before.
Yeah.
This is the year. Mobile games are getting much more relevant. They're getting higher quality. Much more people are becoming accepting of them. 2024 is the time.
This is the year.
This is the year. It's also it also helps that it's going to be at least for the time being. We don't really have juggernauts announced for the year. So this could be the
2023 was pretty stacked, so 2024 is looking like sort of a mid-year so far.
Because this is one of those where it's like maybe your Zenless
Zone Zero.
I knew it was Triple Z. I just don't remember what they are. It's like maybe that comes out, fucking takes off, and it's like and people actually end up liking it instead of thinking it looks kind of whatever. But maybe it's like maybe it takes off. Maybe it's like and maybe it makes it, or maybe the rest of the year is kind of underwhelming, and they go toss it in there.
So you just think a mobile game is going to make it into the Game of the Year category?
A mobile game. It may not be announced yet, but a mobile game will come out and not only be nominated for like best mobile game of the year or whatever that category is called. It'll make it into Game of the Year.
Okay.
Okay.
That'd be a hell of a thing, but okay.
That would be amazing.
Looking at what we have announced so far for as of now in the beginning of the year, it's a viable prediction.
Yeah.
That's part
like
of
I
why
said
I was
earlier,
thinking
it
about
feels like a light year.
I was
It
looking.
feels like everyone's getting ready for next year.
I was looking through what was announced for the year, and I'm sitting there. I'm looking. I'm going, man, a mobile game might take something this year. Because there's been some very high profile mobile games come out.
Yes.
So I don't know what it'd be. I'm just expecting something to come out this year that just blows up.
Your buddy Hershey says it's going to be Diablo Immortal 2 Game of the Year. That's his prediction. He's locking it in. No sarcasm at all. Definitely did not tell me sarcasm. Diablo Immortal 2. It's confirmed. It's happening.
Probably still be better than Diablo 4.
Oh, damn. That's rough. Let's see. That would be wild though. A mobile game making in
mobile game's gonna make Game of the Year in the category, not win.
In the category, yeah. Just
Where
gonna
you
be
got a winner?
nominated.
Where got the winner?
The winner's Black Myth Wukong.
I really hope that game's as good as you two are hoping.
Dude, it looks.
If it's not, I'm gonna cry.
Everything
you will see. I will cry on the show. I'll go ahead and throw it out there now.
This is gonna be one of those. It's like there will have to be some major bait and switching going on for that game to not be fantastic.
It's going to have to be another Days Gone.
Yeah,
or the day before, whatever.
Yeah,
or it's like it comes out and it's a completely different game than what's advertised.
They have shown us way too much gameplay on that game to not know what it is, or to not know like the general vibe of it and everything. Because what was it? Like 5 months ago or something when we got like the 30-minute gameplay trailer of them just wandering around the open world, followed by several or like one of the major boss fights.
Mm-hmm.
Game looks fantastic.
I can't wait, dude. Like I said though, if it's bad, I will cry on the show. I will come in. I will cry on the show if that's a bad game.
I expect you to come in and cry on that show when the difficulty level hits you.
I'm going to be training this year.
You say that.
I'm going to be training this year. That's my goal. I will
Yeah.
be.
All
I
right,
will be prepared.
slight tangent.
How many Soulsborns do you have downloaded?
What is your scaling tier of start here to climb to?
Okay, so I've done research on this. All right, so if I wanted to actually go with a little bit easier and work my way up, Lies of P is down there.
Yes.
I've also seen a lot of recommendations to just do the original Dark Souls.
Yes.
Bloodborne. Bloodborne's been recommended. Honestly, just because it is a good game, even though it's difficult. I have seen recommendations. I just go into Elden Ring. Now, the one that I've seen just like avoid this one at all cost is Sekiro.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one.
Sekiro's mean.
Sekiro's the one that I've seen just ruin gamers, man. I had a buddy who got into gaming again for the first time in years, bought an Xbox One and everything around that time, and literally sold his Xbox One like within a year because of Sekiro. Just like broke him as a man. He's like, I'm done. I can't play games anymore.
If you're going to Sekiro, that's a commitment.
Yeah. So Lies of P, it being on Game Pass makes it pretty nice. So I'm gonna check that one out. I do plan to probably check out Elden Ring, and I was gonna look at Bloodborne. Those are the three that I'm starting with. Probably also gonna try to jump back into Wulong since it's also on Game Pass.
I do have Lies of P and Bloodborne both downloaded.
Yeah, I gotta get my hands on Bloodborne and Elden Ring, but
Okay.
yeah.
I was just curious.
Stalker 2 is going to be sick if it's not on your list. I realize I'm joining late. Stalker 2 is set to come out Q1. There's no release date yet because of obvious reasons. You know,
Not my interest.
World events going on.
I mean, it looks interesting.
No,
but
I mean, when it comes out, it's going to be a damn good game. It's going to be reviewed.
I mean,
very
I know
well.
people are very hyped for it.
Yeah, it's going to be it's going to be reviewed very well. And I know people are very hyped for it for just Stalker 1, whatever, and just the everything that looked about Stalker 2 has looked great. But I think also because it's like people are just ready for it and ready for the developers to finally get the game out with everything that's been going on, everything they've been dealing with. So it's gonna be nice for them to finally get the game out too. But with the Souls thing, I'm gonna train. All right, I'm gonna train. Just know that I do have it on my
You
list.
better record it.
I'm gonna be training.
I do plan on attempting to beat 2 of these games before Black Myth comes out.
Okay.
Better record it.
Yeah, I gotta record it. Also, he says John is gonna join me for multiplayer, right, John?
For what?
I think Stalker 2.
What is I don't know what this. I know the name of the game. I don't know what type of game it is.
Well, apparently he's wanting to know if you're gonna play it with
I
him.
didn't realize Hershey was this hard about Stalker 2.
What is the game? What is it? What does it play like?
He can hit you.
I don't. This is one of those where I know the name of it. I don't know how the game plays. But I mean, it's
PvE Tarkov is what he says.
If I've shown anything in the last year, I'm willing to play just about damn anything.
That's very true. I mean, you played 95% of Redfall.
Well, John, whenever you get back to it, let me know when you want to attempt Wolong again.
I probably just gotta update my Xbox and I'm good to go.
He says it's PvE Tarkov and slightly less hateful.
I mean, I'll give it a go.
There you go. He'll give it a go. So yes, he's gonna play multiplayer with you.
Tarkov was just no.
Just no. Jeez. All right. So we got. Do we have any other predictions we want to yeet out into the universe? He's clipped it. He's holding you to it.
I don't think unless something else comes to me, it's like that was kind of like all the ones that stuck out to me.
Mm-hmm.
That's the ones where I thought about them and I was like, I need to write some of these down.
All right, let's get to most anticipated games / just like gaming outlook for the year. So like I said, for the gaming outlook, it does feel like a pretty light year because I mean, like we've got a lot of titles kind of lined up for just Q1 and then Q2. Honestly, like there are some games lined up, but the only notable one I saw was Euden Chronicle 100 Heroes. And then Q3, literally just Black Myth Wukong in August 20th, Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2 in September. Nothing is currently scheduled for
Q4.
Yeah, literally nothing. And then we have a ton of fairly notable games that are just unsure, like 33 Immortals, that's TBD, Arc 2 for Q4, Avowed's TBD, College Football is going to be Q2, Q3, Deca Police is still TBD. I want those in there because it's like just continues to stay alive. Xenoverse 2, Xbox Series X and PS5 version is TBD. Fantasy Life, the sequel, Q2, Q3. Final Fantasy, Final Fantasy 14. I don't know why. Final Fantasy 14, the Xbox Series X version. That's what it is. Flintlock, Siege of Dawn, Freedom Planet 2, Frostpunk 2, Greedfall 2, John Carpenter's Toxic Commando. That looks dumb. Little Nightmares 3, Luigi's Mansion 2, Metaphor, Flight Sim 2024, Multiverses with its return, Paper Mario 1000 Year Door Remake, Stalker 2, Hellblade, Star Wars Outlaws that I do not think is coming out this year, Plucky Squire, Wolf Among Us 2, Vampire Masquerade Bloodlines 2, and Visions of Mana. So that's all like just either got a quarter release or just TBD. But then for the stuff that we do know here, and like in this first quarter, we've got some pretty decent titles, especially February. February is honestly pretty loaded. So really the first, I feel like most notable coming out here soon is the 18th, Prince of Persia Lost Crown, and then the 19th, Another Code Recollection, Last of Us 2 Remaster, 25th, Apollo Justice, Ace Attorney Trilogy.
Woo!
Then 2 games for Zach on the 26th with Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, and Tekken 8. I know you're jumping straight to Tekken 8, I'd imagine.
Yep.
First, we have Grand Blue Fantasy Relink and JJK Cursed Clash that looks terrible. Persona 3 Reload on the 2nd, as well as Suicide Kill the Justice League. The 8th, we got Helldivers 2. 13th is Banishers Ghost of New Eden, which looks kind of interesting. 16th, Skull and Bones. We'll see if it actually comes out. And Mario vs. Donkey Kong Remake. 22nd, Pacific Drive and Sons of the Forest, the full release on that one. Brothers: A Tale of Two Sons Remake on the 28th. And Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Yep, still in early access.
I thought it was a full release.
Nope. Full release is coming here soon.
Still quicker than the Forest.
They wasted their popularity on that because
Yeah.
I feel like nobody's coming back for the full release except
Probably
people who
not.
haven't played it.
Next up in March on the 5th, we got the Outlast Trials for John to play. On the 8th, we have Homeworld 3,
That with a 10-foot pole.
Unicorn Overlord, which is an Atlas Tactics game. The 20th, we have Alone in the Dark. I believe this is a remake.
Yes, it is.
Thank you. 22nd, we got 3 different games coming out. We got Dragon's Dogma 2, potential Game of the Year nominee right there. Princess Peach Showtime, and Rise of the Ronin. And that's really it for the first quarter, at least as of now, until we get some more stuff coming out. So for you boys, what are we looking at for most anticipated? Obviously, Black Myth Wukong, very very high
Black
there.
Myth Wukong's
Yeah,
probably. I mean, it's my most anticipated game. I would assume it's probably yours as well.
it is. You are correct.
Mine at this moment would be Metaphor, more in hopes that it allows for the other styles of Shin Megami games to get more traction besides just Persona.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
And still with that, Metaphors, from everything we've seen, going to be a little bit of a mix of Shin Megami and Persona. So.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that nice middle point. So basically, if it really established itself, you're gonna have like your Shin Megami Tensei, you'll have this, and you'll have Personas. That's kind of what you thinking the goal could be. That's fair.
Dragon's Dogma 2 is up there for me.
Yeah.
I haven't played Dragon's Dogma.
Currently playing it now.
I think I own it on one of my consoles.
I own it on 360.
I own it somewhere.
Somewhere.
I don't know where, but I own it somewhere, and I kind of want to download it and go back and try to play it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's solid.
But Dragon's Dogma 2, it looks insane.
Yeah. No, everything they've shown about it looks great. Both of those are in my top 10. So once again, shameless plug. Go follow me on TikTok at Sparky3Official. I already put out my top 10 most anticipated for this year. So for like me, number 10, I've got Paper Mario 1000 Year Door. Just best Paper Mario, great RPG. Can't wait to play it again. Prince of Persia is actually coming in at 9, man. Everything they've shown about it looks really good. They showed some specs for it that came out this past week. All right, sweet, can't wait. Haven't played a Metroidvania style game since Metroid Dread, so hey, I'm ready to jump back into it. Sounds fun. Dragon's Dogma 2 comes in at number 8 for me. 7 is Persona 3 Reload. First time playing Persona 3, so looking forward to it. Rise of the Ronin coming in at 6. That game actually does look really good. Ninja Theory does make really good games, and I feel like this is going to be another one added to the list. 5 is college football, because I love college football. Hopefully it's good. I have a feeling it's not going to. I feel like it's going to be very okay. 4 for me is Metaphor. 3 is that going to be Fantasy Life, just for personal reasons, but I am looking forward to it. I do plan to play it, the Fantasy Life Groho Steel's Time. Number 2, Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. this is gonna be the best Dragon Ball game to ever come out. And then of course Black Myth Wukong #1. I'm so pumped for Sparking Zero.
So, yeah, I mean it's.
Best Dragon Ball game to ever come out. Calling it now.
I don't know if it'll be the best one. It'll be the craziest.
It will be the craziest.
But yeah, it's like that's on mine as well. It's like I didn't necessarily make a top 10. I just kind of looked and found some games I'm really excited about. Tekken 8.
Yeah.
Woo. I never really got into Tekken too much, but it's out of all of the fighting games that I've played, it is always the one I have the most fun with.
It's the one I've nudged Sean with for years.
It's the one like I enjoyed Tekken. It was probably the one I had the most fun with before. I even started playing it with Zach occasionally, but even still, it might be my just the most fun fighting game. It's also like the most complicated
because it's 3D instead of 2D.
It's like there's way more to it, but and Tekken 8 looks fucking incredible. But yeah, so that one's made it onto my list. Black Myth Wukong, very clearly my #1 anticipated game of the year. Let me see, was there something else on here? Power World. Really, really looking forward to this game. It's
gonna be so stupid.
In my opinion, this is one of those games where
this is going to be the game that I'm personally probably going to go back to throughout the year when I have nothing to play.
Like you put like very high on your list. What was it, like Fantasy Life?
Yeah, Fantasy Life.
Fantasy Life. And that's for personal reasons for you. This one is like this is the game that's coming out this year that I look at and I go, that game is just there. There's no seriousness to it. That game is just going to be ridiculous fun.
Yep.
And as far as I'm concerned, that is what I am looking for a lot of the time. It's
this
like
is ridiculous.
It's like a lot of times there's games you look forward to. It's like you're looking forward to them for the story or for the gameplay or something. This game's just going to be dumb fun.
It's Pocket Monsters with guns.
Yeah,
it's going to be great.
Pocket Monsters
You
with guns.
literally can catch a dragon that shoots missiles out of itself.
It's just going to be
like Digimon now.
It's just going to be fun. And it's like and it's one of the few games coming out this year that we have announced so far that I look at and I go, that one's going to be fun.
This going to be a fun game, no matter what.
Regardless of anything else about it. It doesn't matter if I don't care about story in that game. I don't care about the world outside of running around with all these ridiculous fucking monsters. But that's going to be just pure fun.
You know what I'm just been thinking of? Because last time we heard about Power World's release, it was just speculated some release in January. Now we're getting release date this upcoming week. I would not be surprised if it's just shadow dropped.
I've kind of been thinking
I'm thinking that too. It's just going to drop on you.
Which, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
It's ready to go. Even if it's not. Just throw it out there. What's stopping them?
Yeah. What you looking forward to over there, Zach?
So, Power World, Metaphor, Infinite Wealth.
I don't know if I'm going to try Metaphor. I want to try it, but I don't. I've never.
It just looks beautiful.
It looks,
I'm here for the visuals.
It looks great and it looks fun, but I've always struggled to get into that style.
Shin Megami.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people have because it's definitely it's not as handholdy as Persona because I'm gonna Persona hold you hand in a line for a long time. If I ever get it, Suikoden Remastered 1 and 2. I'd love to see those again. And then Tekken 8, of course. Other than that, yeah, I mean, I don't have a whole lot to look forward to this year currently.
Yeah, until we get some more stuff announced.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got shit just coming out of the gate though, dude. Like this Q1's big for you.
Yep.
Let's assume Power World Shadow drops. You got that. That'll be your go back to game. You got Infinite Wealth. You got Tekken. At some point, I would imagine you'll probably play Persona 3 Remake.
See, the only reason, I do want to play Reloaded just because it is going to be in the Persona 5 system. At the same time, my only thought is, can I still beat it in under 50 hours?
Well, there you go. You got a challenge for yourself.
Because if I don't bother with any of the dialogue in 3 and just hold the skip button, I can beat it in under 50 hours.
I got a couple more for you. As much as despite what Zach said earlier, and the fact that we're some of the only people excited about this game, Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. I'm still excited for. I
fair.
don't think it's gonna be.
So that's a fifth one for you, and this is just Q1. I mean, you
I
got a
don't
lot,
think
man.
this is gonna be a great game. In all honesty, I don't think it's gonna be great.
You think
I
that
think
one's a-
it's gonna be fun though.
You think that one's only 2-player or 4-player?
If it's not 4, that's dumb.
I would hope.
Hey, Gotham Knights wasn't 4.
That's true.
Yeah, I would. Realistically, I would say 2. I would say 2. I would hope 4. And then it's kind of a weird one here. Helldivers 2.
I did not expect
Is
someone
that a
to say
stick
that
shooter?
The original
one. Did not
was.
expect that one.
Okay.
The original was the top-down
Yeah.
twin stick shooter. This is a reimagined third-person shooter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So it's the same concept redone as a third-person shooter.
Okay. I would actually probably take a glance at that.
So it looks. I wasn't interested at all in the original game. This second one looks a lot more up my alley. And then I was wondering. Okay, yeah, this one is. Don't laugh at me.
I'll try.
He's got to take a breath for this.
I'm already laughing because you told me not to laugh.
Skull and Bones.
Oh, come on.
Explain yourself, John.
All right, look, I want to play it.
No, here's the thing. Here's the thing. This one is not like I'm excited because I think I'm going to dump a ton of time into this game.
That's fair.
It's not it's not on my list because like I'm excited to play it necessarily or anything.
Mhm.
This is on my list because this is one of the opportunities where usually I'm very optimistic about games when they come out. To a detriment a lot of times. This is one where I have done nothing but talk shit about this game.
True.
I have said over and over again about how this game looks terrible. It does not look fun. This is the best opportunity for them to prove me wrong and to pull in somebody that they never should have. If I play Skull and Bones when it comes out and it's actually good, it's like I'm not gonna know what to say because I've talked more trash on that game than just about any other that we've ever talked about on this show before a game has come out. I've talked plenty about games after they've come out, but man, Skull and Bones, I kind of want to play it.
I want to play it too.
It's like
This
I
is like a
kinda-
historical event that it's coming out.
It's like I kind of want to play it.
it looks so bad, but it makes me want to play it.
It's one where, yeah, I'm excited because this is the best opportunity for me to be proven wrong about a game,
Yeah.
like when it comes out, and I don't know. It's just something about like it coming out and being like, no, I am good. That I want. I want it to happen. I want it to happen.
One more that I've sort of been watching that we've had an announce for, but sort of gone on the radar, is the Thaumaturge. It's a story-driven RPG. You may recognize.
No, that one's new to me.
It
I
was,
don't think I've seen that.
It was announced at one point or another. I can't remember where, but it's coming out in February on the 20th.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen that one. I don't even know what that is, so I'll have to look into it.
Only other game I'm looking forward to.
Oh, it's got a demo, by the way.
Only other game I'm looking forward to that potentially might come out this year. Visions of Mana.
Oh yeah,
I've never played a Mana game.
Fair.
You want to?
I mean, maybe.
It's on PlayStation. Like actual PlayStation.
like PlayStation.
Does the offer with the game come with the PlayStation?
I mean, I got an extra PS2 lying around.
But yeah, it's like I've never played a Mana game. This one looked incredible when they showed it off.
Mhm.
So it might be something that I want to jump
Oh,
into.
I forgot there is on PC the Secrets of Mana remake.
I've seen it. I've almost bought them before, but it's like
As long as they fixed it.
it's been more. It's one of those series that I kind of look at from the outside, and I keep saying I want to try it, but I haven't stepped in yet. Because the
Feel that.
the other like big one that I've done that I just keep looking at without really jumping into is the
Chrono Trigger.
Trails.
That's a deep dive though.
That's a big deep dive.
Because so with the release of the last one they did this year that combines the two, you got Trails of Cold Steel, then you got Trails of the Endless
There's
Sky.
Trails of the Sky, which are it has the first trilogy.
Yes.
And then there's another trilogy, and then there's the Trails of Cold Steel, and then it goes back into a different
which
trilogy that's coming
combines
out.
them.
There's like 14 of them.
Yeah, no, it's a ridiculous set now.
I was looking at it earlier, and that's the only thing that's kept me from jumping in is the amount.
I was about to say-
Because it's all interconnected.
Yes, because John, if you take that, you're giving up this year and playing games.
Yeah, well, I was just looking at it.
All games in general. He's done.
I was looking at it earlier, and it's like the quick time for like beating some of these games is like 50 hours.
Yes. Again, if you start this quest, John, you're giving up the rest of the year.
There's a reason why I haven't started, and I just keep looking at. I did download the first one though.
All right. Let's see. Can't think of any other most anticipated. Plucky Squire. Looking forward to that one. If Star Wars Outlaws comes out, I'll be interested, but it's Ubisoft, so it's yeah. We'll see. We'll see. I'm looking forward to seeing all the towers I have to.
It'll be a
unlock the map.
Ubisoft game. You know what you expect to get with a Ubisoft game.
Yeah. Unicorn Overlord. Interested in that one.
I don't even remember that one.
That's the game that you look like you can just look at it and go, that's a JRPG.
Yeah, it's a tactics game by Atlas.
That doesn't help me at all.
It was a Nintendo Direct that you didn't watch. So
it's one that you look at and you just go, yeah, why not just put all that shit in there?
yeah, basically. You boys got anything else we want to chat about? Because we've gotten through predictions, game release schedule most anticipated, so we've covered everything 2024 for gaming for now. Anything else we want to talk about?
Verse 1999 1.3 comes out in 2 weeks on the 18th.
Shout to that. Let's see. I picked up Dark Picture Anthology finally. I don't know if I shot that out last week or not, but I finally got those, all 4.
So are we gonna do something with it this Halloween?
Maybe. I mean, I'm ready. I want to play them. I got it for a good sale. You got all of them for like $30, $40.
That's worth it.
Yeah, on digital, and then got the Batman Arkham trilogy for like $6. Did not end up pulling the trigger on that Assassin's Creed bundle I sent you because I just didn't think I'd play them. I really
That's
didn't.
fair.
It was that's a damn good deal though.
Yeah, I saw the same deal you did.
Yeah,
but I already own most of them.
Yeah, no, the deal it's called the Legendary Collection. It's normally $200 freaking dollars. It was $40, and you got Origins, Odyssey, Rogue Remaster, Unity, Syndicate, and Black Flag. Like that's a good deal. Like I mostly just wanted to play Black Flag and Rogue. I would be interested in Syndicate because like when it comes to
Syndicate's fun.
like the vibe that I've gotten from Syndicate, the game, like the story and everything, eats absolute cheeks.
Yeah, it's not.
But the area that you're in is beautiful.
It is.
Even
It's fun.
even now, it's held up because like where is it based at?
London.
That's what I thought. Yeah, it's like based in London, and it just looks phenomenal.
And it's a stark change in terms of where most Assassin's Creed are Skulk and Dagger. I mean, there's still a little bit of that, but Evie and I forget the brother's name, the Fry twins. They're straight up like, yeah, we're taking over London. They're full on aware, out and about, just knocking the shit out of people.
Yeah, like it looks fun in that capacity. So I almost bought that bundle for $40. I just didn't think I'd end up playing them. If I get in the Assassin's Creed itch, I'll keep a lookout if that bundle ever goes on sale again.
No, not till holiday again.
It'd probably be holiday. Yeah. So, but yeah, you guys got anything else we want to chat about? If not, I can hit the weekly wrap up when we get out of here.
Did you see the Steam Awards?
Oh yeah.
Do we want to talk about this real quick?
Fucking stupid.
Who the fuck voted for Starfield for most innovative?
Did you
I
see?
saw that,
Well,
yeah.
here's the thing. Did you look at what they put in the categories alongside of it? It's like they basically put in. It looks like for each category there was like, here's a game, and then here's a bunch of other games that you're not going to vote for.
Yes, I did.
It was like we want some of these games to win something, so we're gonna put them here, and then here's some other random stuff to go alongside it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, at least Red Dead 2 won something.
That confused me too.
It shouldn't have. The category it won was, what was it?
I don't remember.
It was the category where it's like, you've been out for a while and like you're continuously getting updates and more content and stuff like that. And I'm like,
It's not.
I'm like, Red Dead, they gave up on this game a
Yeah,
long time
yeah,
ago.
They gave up on it.
My favorite was the best game you suck at was Sifu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the only award I was good with.
Hey, don't they have an easy mode now?
They do.
All right, I might finally go back and play it.
People still can't beat it.
All right, I might finally go back and play it.
But yeah, no, the Steam Awards were, I mean, they were dumb. I don't.
I'm sorry. What? Power World. What have you shown me?
What has Power World shown?
Beastie Ball, a
What?
turn-based volleyball RPG where you coach a team of beasties.
What?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, I'll come back to you.
We'll
Okay,
come back
yeah.
to that.
I don't think I got anything else.
Okay. All right, well, let's hit the weekly wrap up. Get out of here
I
then.
had something, but it's long gone.
Lost it.
I didn't write it down.
Set sail and sunk, just like Skull and Bones will. All right, so let's kick things off. Start off with some Exodus news, because it's a game that I'm excited for, and even caught John's eyes. Shout out to that. You know what it is. It's one with Matthew McConaughey. All right. You actually walked away from Game Awards very interested in this game.
This is the one. I can picture the trailer in my head.
Yeah, space.
I can't.
Like Mass Effect vibe. Yeah.
It's like it's space where you have McConaughey bot.
Yeah, McConaughey's there, just whispering, all
like-
right, in your ear,
It's like you got a Dinklebot, but it's McConaughey.
basically.
So his voice is going to change like 2 years later?
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, the news we got: Pro Tag is fully voiced and fully customizable. Shout out to that. A lot of work put into multiple endings depending on the choices. So that's always good to see.
Don't care.
Variety of companions are central to the experience.
Why?
It's not linear. Freedom to explore how you want.
That's fine.
Matthew McConaughey's character is going to serve as like a mentor role for you.
Don't care.
Humans are
How
the
to be a stripper?
underdogs. Calm down. Humans are underdogs in the Centauri cluster, very bottom of the food chain. It's confirmed to take place in the Omega Centauri cluster, a very ancient and very unusual kind of the galaxy picked for a reason.
It's not. That doesn't tell me anything.
The inspirations for this is Interstellar, Dune, plus past IPs the team has worked on, which includes Baldur's Gate, Star Wars games, Dragon Age, and Mass Effect. They've also been working close with sci-fi authors for like bestsellers and stuff. For the science behind the game, they're wanting to make sure, they're taking very serious on how everything
Just get
works.
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
They might. Who knows? I don't know who they're working with.
I would
They're-
rather them get with sci-fi writers. They're more fun.
Yeah, I mean, they're just trying to make sure that whatever they put into the game
love Neil
for the
deGrasse
science
Tyson,
of it,
but I would-
hey,
I
they're
would
just trying
rather-
to. They want it to make sense. That's all they want. The time of stuff, how time works, and everything. Whatever. That's what they said. They're working very closely to make sure everything makes sense.
You get with sci-fi guys, and it's like you can still have stuff make sense, but it can be weird.
Yeah. So either way, I'm excited for Exodus. I don't know when it'll come out, but
half of that information it either doesn't actually tell you anything, or who cares.
I mean, I like this information. This excites me. It just feels like a.
Well, some of it is like, why are you telling me the location in the universe was picked? You made the place up. Who gives a shit?
It was all just a Q&A.
I know, but
Yeah.
it's still, it's like, come on.
So I actually have no idea if it's made up or not. I saw someone say it's a real place.
I mean, it's a real star cluster,
That's what I thought.
Yeah, but what the
but
fuck?
we've
do
never
we know?
explored it.
Yeah, we never explored it.
Yeah. Okay, we used the name of something that we named that we have no idea about.
Well,
Cool.
now we know about it.
Cool.
They're gonna put their own fictional twist on it. Prince of Persia: Lost Crown will run at 4K 120 FPS on the PS5 and Xbox Series, and expect around 25 hours of gameplay. Hey, it works for me. In and out. I like it. Get to move on to the next game. It's got some Like a Dragon Infinite Wealth hands-on previews here. Biggest map ever seen in a Yakuza game. Dodonko Island is basically a game within itself. That seemed kind of expected with how it looked. You can visit other players' islands. RGG visited Hawaii to ensure authenticity.
Authenticity.
Thank you. Tongue
Jesus.
twist. Jesus Christ. Massive tongue twist there. Even featuring local stores and business in the game. That's a nice little touch. I like that. Have they done shit like that before?
Yeah, they've always done that.
That's cool.
Even in like, that reason why a lot of the Yakuza maps are so detailed is because they had people go out and go to those actual locations.
That's cool. I like that. Bond and Leak system returns for companions as well as people around town. Combat now lets you move and reposition in a small area, which makes a big difference apparently.
Yep. Yes, it does.
I was gonna ask, does it? Because like that, it's specified, which makes a big difference. I was like,
Yes.
does it? I don't know.
Because once you go into the combat, you're just there. You can't move around or shit.
Okay. Suchumon minigame has been greatly expanded. It seems to be inspired from Pokemon Go. And,
I don't remember what that is.
obviously, I don't even know. Jobs are more flexible. You can carry over skills from different jobs, and there are a ton of them.
That's very nice.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, that's nice. I have no idea what was good or
Because
bad about it.
the job system in Like a Dragon, I mean, you found the build that worked with you and you just stuck with it.
Yeah. Okay.
There's really no reason to change a job once you had leveled it.
Next thing we got is Xbox Series S toaster is a thing. You can buy it for $40.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's kind of stupid. Just like the Xbox
gonna
Series
buy
X
it.
fridge
What,
that
you-
I've got over there.
You're gonna call it stupid. You're gonna buy it.
I know. I want it. I do want it. Sony did put out a little blog post with a video highlighting some
Oh, is that supposed to
PS5
be
games.
Sony?
Oh yeah, I put song. My bad.
I was confused what that was.
Yeah, Sony blog post highlighting PS5 games for 24. This was kind of newsworthy because they essentially confirmed a couple games that we don't know were coming out this year, like Silent Hill 2 and Metal Gear Solid Delta, Snake Eater Delta, whatever, the remake. Stellar Blade still confirmed for this year. Concord confirmed for this year, as well as Foam Stars, and then they gave release dates for games that we already knew. So that was kind of the big talking point from this. Is like, okay, Silent Hill 2 apparently coming out this year as well as Metal Gear Solid. So I guess we'll see if that is true or not. MSI Claw gaming handheld was leaked. It was originally shown at whatever big tech convention just happened. But then all the specs, like not all, some of the specs came out where it's got like 32 gigabytes of RAM on this thing. No like storage capacity or anything. Intel's doing the chip for it, but it's just another like Steam Deck or Asus, ROG Ally, or that's all this is MSI is getting their foot into the water for this thing. I already mentioned the EA Sports thing. News for it, probably the release date coming during the National Championship on Monday, so shout out to that. Pal World release date next week. And lastly, Baldur's Gate 3. This was funny.
This poor guy, I saw this
a
article.
Baldur's Gate 3 player on the Xbox gets a 1-year ban due to recording a sex scene and it's stored to the cloud, which violates Xbox policies. It's stored on the cloud, so he is banned for 1 year.
Should have turned off the nudity filter.
Yeah. I think it was Shadowheart is what I read.
See, I wasn't sure because mine never said for sure, but they had pictures of just all different characters.
Shadowheart was apparently who it was.
Dang,
Yeah.
you got banned for being a basic bitch.
Yep, got banned for a year. Unfortunate. Poor guy. So what does it mean when he's banned for a year? You just can't do like any Xbox Live stuff or like what does that mean?
I assume the account is banned.
That's what I've always
Yeah.
known, yeah.
So like, he can't play on the Xbox
like
at all.
Like you
Not
can't
on that
sign
account.
into it.
Okay. That's unfortunate.
But Larian's probably currently trying to work with Xbox to get the kid unbanned, so.
Okay, that's good.
I
Shout
say
out to Larian.
kid, I don't know how
Yeah,
old they
we don't
were.
know. Yeah. Shout out to Larian. All right, well, that's all I had for the news for this week. You boys got anything else?
Nada.
Not particularly.
All right.
It's gonna be an interesting year. We got a lot of surprises ahead of us.
That's the big thing is I think we do have a lot of surprises because right now we don't know jack shit really about this year, if we're being honest. Compared to last year, we don't know shit. Hitting the old song, we're still going to keep using that, I think, for the outro, mostly because it's what's over here right now. Anyway, last thoughts, boys.
Like, comment, subscribe, rate, whatever your platform allows. Yeah, we're here. It's 2024.
5 years.
That's what he says.
5 years.
All right, yeah, do everything he said and more. And if you made it to the end with us and enjoyed what you saw, we do these live streams about every week, usually about 6 p.m. Central Time. So come check us out then.
Make sure to also check us out on our website, spark3.com. You can sign up for free. It's under $5 a month. We appreciate the extra support as well as the extra support. If you go check out some Rogue Energy with the referral link down below, as well as Agent Inc. with the referral link down below. Pick up a jersey, pick up some Rogue, have a great time, join the Discord, be a friend, tell a friend. Happy to 2024. We'll be here next week. Bye.